I need to feed my pets some monster meat. I feel a little bit bad about this. But thankfully, I'm not on an insecta level, so I don't feel that I'm feeding my centipede other centipedes.
Are you, like, out of food?
Oh, no, my pet was just hungry.
Oh. Because I saved monster meat, because it's, like, one of the rare... not rare resources, but, like, one of the consumable resources that I actually have very little of.
Oh, right, okay. Do I have any apples, I wonder?
Let me know if you need food, because I've got a silly amount of food.
Oh, I've got a decent amount, I think. When you said, "Oh, you out of food?" I was like, "No. I just my monster." And then I looked up at my food bar. I was like flashing red. It's like, "Oh, yes, I am out of food actually." Oops. She laughing. My chat is like, "I'm not hearing where defense against the dark art appears in this." Well, as it happens, you do remember though that, like in my primary school, one of my teachers was on the Druidic Council of Wales. It's like, yeah, I really did go to Hogwarts.
That's cool.
It's funny, like when we compare like, you know, school careers, especially when comparing it with people from America, to be honest, and I discussed, like, you know, the common rooms and all of that sort of stuff in sixth form, and having the sixth form common room, and, you know, it I think in their minds it is basically Hogwarts.
So did you actually, was it like a boarding school situation?
No, this was just a normal public school in Wales.
Huh, but it had common rooms.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like, yeah, this is basically Hogwarts. We didn't sleep there. But that was about it. The amount of other similarities are kind of shocking. Or apparently they are kind of shocking. Like, to me, this was very normal, but it's at this point I've come to understand this is not normal for most other places in the world. But yeah, like, so for example, you know, we had houses and things like that, and my house was named after a particular Welsh lord, particularly awesome Welsh lord, I must say. The best Welsh lord, one might say. Always going to be Team Push. Get out of here, you scallywag dog. But yeah, and so, you know, the sixth formers would retire to the common room, where we would chill out, you know, with by the fire, reading some books.
Yeah, this is culture shock for me.
Yeah, no, I see. This is the things I know it is at this point, because so many friends I've talked to are like, what?
Yeah, it's like for Americans, the most amount of, like, group-based identity we had was, like, who your homeroom teacher was, kind of, and also, like, if you were on a sports team or, like, belonged to a major club.
I mean, you were pretty much on a sports team as standard in my school. The boys were on a rugby team, the girls were on a netball team. That was it. There was no decision on this. I mean, there really was, but realistically, everyone was on the teams. But yeah, we had houses, four major houses, and we would compete in lots of different ways. You know, the whole point scoring thing from Harry Potter, yeah, that existed for us. It only really came to a head during the Eisteddfod, though, when we would work out, you know, which house would put forward their best candidate to sit on the chair and be chaired, and it was it's a very interesting education. It always has amused me, the differences, because, like, I would watch things like Harry Potter and I'd be like, yeah, this is completely normal, and then I'd be having a conversation with someone else, and they seem just like wowed and amazed by this idea. I mean, the boarding school aspect seems crazy to me because never did that myself, but everything else seems pretty normal.
Boarding school is kind of common in the US. I never went, and I'm glad I didn't, because like most of the people I knew that went to boarding school, there were a couple of people that absolutely needed it because their like home life was rough, but like a lot of them were just like, yeah, it kind of sucks. It's not as fun as everybody made it out to be in like Harry Potter and whatnot. I think in a lot of cases it's just like a lot of kids, you know, ages anywhere from 8 to 18 really don't have any business being on their own in that kind of capacity. You really do need like the family situation to feel stable.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, I couldn't work at home anyway, so being able to actually like have a place that is my own that early was super helpful. So I can't exactly, you know, say that it was a bad thing for everybody.
No, there's probably lots of times when it's right, and equally, you know, with everything, it's case by case, I imagine, and sometimes it'll be perfect for someone, and sometimes it'll be exactly the worst possible thing for them.
Unrelated, have you run into a monster that is like a baby roach in this?
Yes, on levels 5 to 9, I think.
It says 0 to 4. I think it did.
Not what I'm thinking about then.
Let me try and figure out. There it is. It's I only just baby fly, not baby roach. Where's the oh yeah, no. There's baby cockroach and baby fly. Both are on levels 1 through 4. In the underground somewhere.
They'll probably be in the jungle then. I imagine they'll probably be.
Yeah, I've been wandering around. I haven't found anything, even insectoid, down there. So maybe it's in the orange area. I've just been in both zones for a while. I haven't found a single one.
Lab, why would you do this in my chat right now? She's like, what? No baby shark? I was like, oh, damn it. Why? Why have you done this? No, I expected more from you.
But there's the leader assault aura that increases your movement speed by 15%, and then there's another thing that increases your attack speed by 10%. I was thinking those would be worth investing in. There's a couple of perks that actually increase your movement speed. And it's like, how fast can I go in this game? I want to go fast.
Go faster.
Yeah. Did you play much Sonic the Hedgehog when you were growing up, or nah?
Yeah, I love Sonic, actually. Well, I never really got into the 3D ones.
Okay. Yeah, the 3D ones were where I first got into them, because I
played them, I just couldn't get into them as much. I don't know what it was about the 2D ones. I think it was just...
It wasn't the
I don't know,
Sonic
sometimes
you were expecting.
when people... Well, it wasn't even that, because I think the first Sonic I played was Sonic 3, which was a 2D one, but I didn't play it much before I had the chance to play the 3D ones. But I think when the levels are only 2-dimensional, you can make quite interesting levels without leaning into the gimmick of 3-dimensional space. Like I think the level design suffered a little bit, at least in the first iterations of the 3D Sonics. It was like, look at this. It's a 3-dimensional level. Look how novel is this? And then because of that novelty, it was like, we don't really need to try too hard, because look, it's 3D. They're gonna be wowed by the fact it's 3D on its own. That's the way I felt about it anyway. That the sort of comparison. I found that the 2D Sonics were a little bit more interesting in their level design. Either because they had to work around 2 dimensions, or because they could just focus on the 2 dimensions more, because there was a whole dimension they weren't having to think about. I don't know how it worked, but that was the kind of feeling I got. They just didn't seem to be as interesting for some reason. Right, let's have a look at my gene mods. Can I analyze what? Can?
It's not exactly in the same vein. I was playing the Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer the other day. And I've been kind of going back to re-examine a lot of the older games that I played when I was younger and being like, was this actually as awesome as I remember it being? And the answer is usually a very depressing, like, no. Like playing Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer as a kid, I was just like, oh man, this game is so cool. Like, look at this 3D. It's amazing. It's like perfect. And I went back and I was playing it yesterday and was not even paying attention, crashing a bunch and being like, huh, this is both really easy and kind of dull. I felt bad because it's like, yeah, it's like that loss of nostalgia is actually a bit of a blow, more than I was expecting. I have some. I guess the one plus side is I didn't really play a whole lot of the Pod Racer game just because it was that game that was always on at Target that I wanted to play, but it was never at the Blockbuster, so I couldn't rent it.
Right.
Was there much of a rental system in your area? Or no,
well,
not
really? There was when I was really, really little. Like I remember kind of following one of my oldest first cousins around, like as my designated older brother figure, and into the rental shops, and he'd be renting things. But the time that I was of an age where I could, pretty much it was dying. Like that whole rental market was kind of going down. And I didn't really have money to rent things anyway. So I tended not to really get involved in it too much. But there was, but I think it was on its way out by the time that I was old enough to really pay any kind of attention. I take it with you, it was, alive and well.
Sort of. It was. Well, okay. Renting was like good up until about 2002, and then after that, it was just kind of nothing.
Right. Can I get something good on this? I wonder. Please be with me, luck. And thunk. Woohoo! That isn't so bad. I said woohoo prematurely. I woohooed because I did actually get a golden effect. I only got 3 out of the 4 possible, but one of them was gold, and one of them was silver tier, so it's like a pink and an orange. But neither one of them actually made this drill that much better. They've made it so that I'll probably never have to repair it before I replace it with something much better.
I've got that with a dagger. I bought
really?
I bought a golden dagger from one of the shops, and I was like, I'm gonna upgrade this with the 2 gold bars that I have. It's got plus 1 billion durability and a couple other things. I'm like, well, this is kind of nice. Now I don't have to worry about this. Well, but not actually that good, but still.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is this drill is not really any good at all. The only thing it really has going for it is how accurate it is. It is actually very accurate. Whereas when I'm trying to use my pickaxe, I will demolish all the things around the thing I'm trying to gather as well, which is not always what I want to do. But with the drill, it's very, very accurate. Anyway, what was your school life like then? I take it you didn't have any kind of house identity like I did.
No, well, I especially didn't because I went to how many different schools? 7, 8.
Okay.
My dad is still a fairly renowned scientist within his field, and so he keep getting different offers at different places that paid a lot better than the others. And I was never particularly attached to any of the places that I lived, so my parents would just be like, so do you want to move across the country in a month? And I'm like, sure, why not? So we did that a ton. So I especially had zero connection to almost any place I went. But from what little I experienced, the only place in the US that actually had an interesting education system was North Carolina, weirdly enough. It was both kind of broken by a number of odd policies that effectively pigeonholed everybody into doing the standardized testing, but for some reason they balked against that and were like, we're going to offer courses on graphic design to middle schoolers, because why not? We have an art teacher that's willing to do this. Let's break the mold a little bit. That actually turned out to be really useful, because I can
imagine.
I never looked into like making graphic novels of my own up until that point. I'd done it like idly as a kid, not realizing that it was like a syndicated thing. I knew comics existed, but I didn't know like how you did it. And so this teacher is just like, yeah, I'm going to bring in like a bunch of graphic designers that live in the immediate vicinity and have them talk to us while we make like comic books and, you know, UI design and a bunch of other things. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I moved to Massachusetts like almost immediately after, and the education system was like, we have a lot of money. We're going to spend it all on the football stadium. And they never win. And it's like, what?
Right.
This seems wasteful. Did your rugby team ever win?
Oh, quite a lot, actually.
That's good.
There was this weird thing that happened, and it was weird enough that all of the teachers in my high school commented on it, and that is, for some strange reason, and it really was a statistical anomaly. My year in primary school, we were enormous, just out of nowhere. All like there wasn't one boy who went to my primary school in my year who was shorter than 6 feet, and most of the girls were towards 6 feet, and quite a decent amount of them were over it. So our rugby and netball teams were just dominating for a long time. Like, we weren't 6 feet when in primary school, but by the time we were in secondary school, we just shot up. And it was just this really bizarre thing. Like, there was always this joke, like, what on earth was in the water that year, or in the milk? What was coming down from those mountains? We need to find out, bottle it, and replicate it. Yeah, our rugby team did quite well. And it was really strange as well, because the high school obviously had like a very large catchment area of primary schools. So they were, you know, the primary schools from all over the place, from several different valleys, all came together in the end in that one high school. So you went from a primary school that might, you know, across all of the years, from ages 5 to 10 have only maybe 100 to 300 people there, to a high school with, you know, nearing 1,000 people.
For like overall, like across every level, or
overall across several years, not all in 1 year.
Okay, because I went to a high school with about 1,000 people, but I had a person that went to my university that their high school had 1,000 per year level, and it was just like, how do you do that? The answer is,
how do you even socialize with your peer group at that point?
I don't think he did. His social skills definitely suffered, because he was a weird dude. He might have just been a weird dude.
One of the things I often say is that, you know, it's lovely that our world is so connected now. It's more connected than it has ever been, and that's definitely true. You know, we are more connected to each other than we have ever been in the history of our species. Problem is that our capacity to connect ourselves has vastly outstripped our capacity to develop the necessary kind of social evolution to deal with that. Yep. Like, we're still designed and hardwired for a tribe of maybe 10, 20 people. We are nowhere near built for, my tribe is now several million. It's like, I can't realistically process that, you know?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that many people. I can sort of make, like, when in the tens of thousands, I can imagine a very big full sports stadium. And that's how I would visualize it and kind of hold in my mind the idea of a mass of people. Like a few thousand, maybe 1, 2. I imagine a large concert hall. But at millions, it's like, I understand the number, but I can't connect that number to anything concrete that evokes any further kind of emotional impact beyond the number. You know, it becomes it's unfortunately
it's too
very
big
much
to comprehend.
Like that saying, you know, one person dies is a tragedy, 1 million people die is a statistic, and there is, you know, that's not being callous. That's actually kind of describing the. At that level, we have no way of connecting ourselves to that number of people. That's too big for our brain to realistically think, yes, that's 1 million individuals. It's like, no, that's a blob. That's all that is now. And it's kind of like, I can't even imagine having 1,000 people in your year. Dear Lord. I had at least a passing acquaintance to almost everyone in my year in high school. And a very large number of them, I would be able to tell you, I like that person or I dislike that person, and there'd be a reason why. We would have some sort of relationship on some level. It wouldn't always be good, but it would be there. But at 1,000 people, I don't think you could do that. And so you'd become just isolated. It would feel really weird. Like you'd be alone, surrounded by people. I need to go down into the mines, I think. Also, I need to cook. That is probably a good thing for me to do. Let me see what things I've got to cook with. You've got so much nectar. Wow. That is glorious.
Have you
Someone in my chat just said, I imagine 1 million people as a cube, 100 people on a side. Yeah, okay. Very messy. Now I've got like visions in my head of that like kind of dystopian sci-fi thing, the cube. You ever see that?
The movie?
Zero and yeah.
I haven't, but I've had it vigorously spoiled for me.
Oh, that is a shame because that's such a good movie.
I'm
honestly,
sure it
I
is.
liked them.
I
like the first two actually.
Shell likes to spoil movies for me, and I don't generally have enough time, so it's like I'm kind of just okay with her spoiling things for me because the alternative is I just probably don't get to it.
That does sound a little bit similar to what happens with me and Sheelab. Sheelab is an avid consumer of horror movies. I enjoy them, but I do not have enough time to sit down and watch many. So quite often we'll be chatting and she'll say, oh yeah, we'll be looking for something to watch. Seen that. And I'm like, okay, well, I haven't got enough time to see that one. And I know that I'm never really going to have enough time that I dedicate to see that, but I am kind of interested in what that trailer looks like. So what happens in it? And she'll spoil it on request. She doesn't just randomly spoil it for me, which is I think
I will stop Shell if it's like, okay, I actually want to see this movie, but if it's something that I'm just like, I might get to this someday. It's also one of those that I am very much in the class of personality that actually enjoys things more if it's spoiled for me and I know what's going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know why, but it's like, knowing what's going to happen before it happens is actually quite nice. Unless I'm playing a video game, at which point it kind of sucks, because then I'm just sitting there being like, well, I can't really talk about the plot. So, like, if I'm watching a movie or a TV show, it's nice because that means I can tune out and, like, not miss anything, but also know what's coming so I can see how they're doing it.
I feel a little bit bad about the amount of animals I just slaughtered.
No, you don't.
No, I do. There were so many there. I thought it was like 3 or 4. But then the amount of meat I picked up was like, oh no. Oh no, it was much more than that. Well, that was unfortunate. They were so clustered together, it must be a one-shot, an entire group. It's like, oops. Mistakes were made. By them, standing so close together, the fools.
I am crafting a giant megaforce north of our base, as I have a couple
I just
hundred
noticed as I came
acorns.
out to grab some things. Well, we're not going to find it hard to get... Well, you know what? I was going to say, we're not going to find it hard to get those hardened tree branches, but then I thought, no, we probably still will, actually.
I have, like, 30 of them.
I'm not even sure if I need them anymore, I'm going to be honest. I was just looking at that and I was thinking, yeah, that looks like a lot, but if we were actually trying to get some sort of rare drop, we would find that it would still not be enough. That's usually the way it goes.
There we go.
Okay. Right. So with foods and stuffs, I think I am now ready to head on down.
It's so big you can see it on the map.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, yeah.
Giant.
Mind you, so is the mushroom farm, actually.
Yeah, I like that. Unfortunately, they do not grow fast.
No. I think I may have harvested them. Well, I harvested them when they were at that kind of middling stage, but I don't know if that was the mature stage. I thought it was. I harvested a bunch of them. And I was like, actually, might not have been. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to head on down into the mine. I'm not sure which level I'm going to go to, though. I think I'm still looking for, small venom sacs. And malformed dictophora and hawthorn mushrooms.
Ask, by the way, have you messed around with the host? The rebound damage?
Yep.
At all?
Yeah, I've got it right now, yeah.
Is it good? Like, does it actually do a whole lot of damage, or no, not really?
I've not really been able to notice because I've only got one level of it, but it rebounds 60% of damage received, apparently. That sounds pretty solid. It would probably be more useful against something that did a lot of damage to me, whereas most things are not currently doing a lot of damage to me. So I don't know, basically, is my statement on that. How do you see your overall armor again?
If you pull up your mutation menu.
It is in there, is it? Oh, yeah. Armor value 50. That's not so bad. Now, there's loads of mushroom biomes that I've investigated. We want to go in a different direction, though. I'm going to go and hit up some of these goblin homes. Maybe even fight a goblin king if I come across one. Also, I'm going to try and
move the
find
cactus, by the way.
Did I not replant them? Oh,
I don't see them currently.
That would explain why I didn't see them. Oh, balls. Yeah, I'm coming back.
If you want to just,
I was like, I wonder why the cactus aren't there. I only just harvested them, so we haven't lost too much time on the growing. But when we were looking at the map, I was like, oh, that's interesting. The cactus don't show up. That's a little bit of a shame because that's quite a large area, and yeah, that's why I didn't plant them again.
You should. I think you have the thorns too. If you can plant those, because I still need both of those.
I'm so bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
My apologies. I think that was when you asked me about school, and my brain just kind of switched over.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need one barrel cactus. Let's go grab one. Oh, there's none. Okay.
I probably have some on me, so I'll grab those for you now. Right, there's all the cacti. Let's pop down the thorns as well. One barrel cactus. Do I even have... Like, what did you need?
I need one of the small cacti, one stingless cactus, and I will need some thorn branches at some point, but I'm not rushing those.
Okay. Right, I've got the stingless cactus on me. Let me just place down all the thorns now.
Because yeah, I wanted to see if I could have 160%. Thank you.
So where's the thorns? Let me just plant these.
Now, are you actually taking damage, creature? No. So, okay. The rebound might only work in melee. Try this. Are they... Is he going to die?
It's kind of hard to tell. Because they were already poisoned. And I don't know if that's showing up. Oh, it could also be that it was attacking my mount as well. Rather than me directly.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Dismount. Yeah, I think
he took several layers of damage just then. So it could be.
Yeah,
right,
I'm gonna hold position on this.
No,
I see a bear.
Stop.
What's up, bear? Hit me.
Yeah, it's taking damage.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide how much is it worth it to spec into this. But I think what I need to do is actually go down to the lower, like level 10 and see if there's an, because those guys actually do damage to me.
Weakness mastery. Pets attack damage increased by 25%. I accept.
I'll suck a little bit if the rebound damage only works if I'm off my mount, though.
Yeah, it will, actually. Down. I can juggle around the position of my modification wheel is now starting to get quite full. Oh no, I definitely harvested those mushrooms too early. Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, wait until I think there's like 3 of them. Then I think it's super worth it.
Oh, they have 3 sprouts, do they? Okay. Actually, I was on level 4, wasn't I?
Okay, so the answer is rebound damage is actually fairly substantial.
Well, yeah, if it's 60%, it just depends on something doing enough damage to matter.
It doesn't work if you've got ion skin.
Oh, right, because you need to take the damage. I get you.
Yeah, so there's no shortcut on that regard. Not
also,
sure
I
if I'm
imagine
gonna...
the things that reduce damage you take would basically reduce the usefulness of that ability.
Yeah, it does. So it's like, it's still good. It's just not super good. I think I'll probably spec into evasion if I can, instead of rebound then. That ghost? Yeah.
I'm generally aggressive enough that I think rebound is going to be useful for me. I do tend to face tank things quite a lot. Like radiation. Drop some torches.
I'll have some rebound while I'm here. The next tier of rebound skill is actually really good if you can get it.
What does that one do?
For every point of armor you have.
One I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm looking for that one right now. That I'm hoping to get a venom sack, a small venom sack, and I think that's all I need for it.
Let's see. I might have some of those.
Oh well, I only need 1. So if you do have some spare,
small venom sacks, I got 4.
I wonder what drops them down.
I think it's insect stuff.
There aren't too many insects on the lower floor, so I'm surprised I've not already got it. But yeah, if I could grab one of those, then I can get the second tier of that.
What floor are you
on? Just on floor 4.
Okay,
just heading
I'll meet
over
you at
to
the elevator.
Goblin Village. Okay.
I was really hoping the rebound would count the ion skin, because that would actually be super handy.
Yeah, but I do see why they don't, though, I guess.
I get
it would make it a little bit crazy.
Okay, so you just
I
needed
like a little
one?
glow bug. Yes.
Okay,
is that a light source that's floating around?
Yeah, it is. I don't
cool.
know where I got it, but yeah, it's like a little glowfly. I don't think it's very good. Let me go back into dark spot. No, it is enough that I don't feel super guilty for not having a torch on me.
Right.
But it is still super dark, and so it's probably not worth it.
I used up a load of the thorn branches I had recently, and that's what I needed to finish off the. Now that I've got the venom sack, I'm now shy on thorn branches. Like, it's always something.
Yep.
Should be able to get them soon enough,
though. Yeah, thorn branches. Yeah, I don't have enough to share.
Oh no, not needed at all. I'm sure we'll be able to get it. We've got a massive thorn patch, so. And then I just got the venom sack. Of course it would happen like that.
I don't think I'm going to be using them anyway, so it's no biggie. Also, just getting the basic, like, evasion perk is actually really nice. A 1 in 5 chance to evade is...
Actually, that's quite substantial.
I'm avoiding... I mean, obviously, 1 in 5 hits, but it feels like more than that.
Yeah. But you know, when you think about it, that's 20%. That's a decent.
It's good
percentage. You know, typically I think anything like around 10% is good in games, especially for something like getting hit. When you think of how often you're going to get hit in a game, having a 10% chance to dodge is quite substantial. 20% is bonkers. I will be honest. Like oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, keep an eye out for blood mushrooms. I have no idea what they look like.
They're they've got a reddish hue, and when you pick them up, like right, I'm right next to one right now growing. If you want to come over to me, I'm still on floor 4. I'm not far away from the elevator, about to the southeast.
Yep.
And you'll be able to see what a blood mushroom looks like in its growing state, because then you can keep an eye out for it. There you go. Yep.
Okay.
They look very, very weird when you pick them up.
Yeah, because they grow
like
on
a little polyp.
Every floor. Maybe I actually have been gathering them this entire time and I haven't noticed. But there's a specific mutation thing that they drop that's worth. Okay. Oh. I've
got to be honest, that one drop from the Insectoqueen, we need to hit the Insectoqueen several times, I think, to make sure that you've got this as well. That poison spore is so cheesy. The fact that it can just move through walls.
It's super nice.
Yeah.
Do you have do you want a second one? Because I'm currently not using it.
Can you have to?
That's what I was wondering.
Huh. I wouldn't mind finding out, I guess.
Let's see. By the way, if you do see blood mushrooms, gather them, because we can replant them.
Yeah, I am now. Now that I've shown you that one, I'm picking up the ones that I see around the place. As you say, we can just replant them on the overground. I wonder if mushrooms have any kind of growth modifier in the overground.
There's a perk that you can get that if you harvest them, they will grow faster.
Oh. That's useful.
So like when replanted or something like that. I don't know how worthwhile it is, but I saw that singular perk. I hope they expand the knowledge perks tremendously, because it seems like there's a lot of room for more.